English Corner with Matt and Mark. Add English to your world. Hey everybody, round 2. This is episode 2 of the English Corner with Matt and Mark.
Yeah, we hope you liked the last video, and if you didn't see that, you can check it out.
Yeah, check it out up there.
So what are we talking about today?
So this time, right before, we talked about how we got here to Singapore. And this time we're just going to talk about our country a little bit, our countries a little bit. So if you don't know, right, it's hard to, you can't tell, right?
It's impossible.
It's impossible to tell. Like, where am I from? I'm from the US. And this handsome guy right here.
I'm from Canada.
Is from Canada, right?
Winnipeg.
Yeah, Canada, Winnipeg.
Well, Winnipeg, Canada.
Yeah, so we're both North Americans.
We are.
Both North Americans.
That's why we sound somewhat similar.
Very similar.
Mark has a much deeper and sexier voice than I do.
Yeah, I guess our accents are maybe because we're teachers, our accents are more boring.
Very neutral.
Not boring, neutral. Because
you gotta be careful with vocabulary, Mark.
Yeah, boring is not even standard's dangerous. Yeah. But
well, you wouldn't, because America has so many different.
Yeah, we have so many different.
We digressed.
So that's a big one. No, it's okay. We're still talking about countries, and that's what I'm going to bring up. I'm going to bring up about how the USA. When people think about the USA, I think our students are just like, oh, Hollywood, right? New York, and that's like their whole idea of what the USA is. But if you go and visit the USA, it's actually quite diverse. And like if you visit places like New York, of course, if you visit Florida, if you visit El Paso, Texas, if you visit Los Angeles, California, you're going to meet people who are very different, right? So that's why I really recommend students, if they do visit the USA, they're able to choose a couple different places and maybe choose places that aren't as famous if you really want to get an idea of what the United States is like. Because it's just so diverse, I think, as a nation. Right? As a nation versus,
Totally. I don't think the U.S. is what you see on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah.
For example.
Netflix, U.S.
I mean, it might be, but I don't think New York is like Friends.
Yeah.
And it may be, but I'm not sure. Is it? Have you been to New York? I've never been to New York.
New York? It's like Daredevil, if you watch it. No, there's some things you can get, like the small apartments, the accent. Sometimes television shows will actually give you a fairly good idea about the accent. But the like, for example, Batman, right? Gotham City is based on New York. So if you go to New York, it's not like Batman's flying around or Spider-Man's hanging out.
That would be so cool.
That would be so cool. But I mean, things like New York pizza, like the train, right? There's like, some of the things. Sports. So some of those things you can get from movies, but again, if you go there in person, you're going to get a very different, more realistic understanding of the different areas in the U.S. But that was just one thing I wanted to make a point of how interesting some different areas in the U.S. are. I don't have too much experience with all those different areas, but I can tell you a little bit about my area in the U.S. Right? And if right now we're going to talk a little bit more about 3 words. We have country, nationality, and ethnicity, which I'll stick somewhere around here.
Somewhere on the video.
Yeah. So our country, right? Country names, we know Singapore, America, Canada.
Whoa.
Yeah. What?
I have to say this. America's not a country.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, right?
I'm American. Technically.
He's technically American, but
if you're from Brazil and you're watching this, you're American too.
Yes.
But these guys,
we are just greedy.
They just want to take the whole name.
We took the whole word.
And take it.
Yeah,
so
we took the whole word.
He's from the United States of America.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to set that straight.
But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you're right. So the country should be the United States, but then we did take for nationality.
American.
We still say American for nationality. Like That's my passport, if I open my passport, I'm still American. America, right? American. So that would be country, United States, nationality, right? I'm American. And then ethnicity.
Schenker.
Ethnicity. Yeah, my last name's Schenker.
Schenker, sorry.
So Schenker. Anybody know? Anybody? No?
Actually, I think based on YouTube...
I'll write it below.
Well, based on our YouTube analytics, we do have a lot of students from this country.
We do?
that watch
Okay.
our videos sometimes.
Okay, if you look at this spelling, Schenker, right? It might give you a clue if you're from Europe, but, right, my family name is German, right? German, we have a mix of a little bit of Hungarian, Romanian, around there. That's where I'm from, like the mid-Europe.
Like,
Yeah,
okay, interesting.
yeah. So that would be like your ethnic group, right? So it doesn't have to be, it's not like nationality. Nationality, I like to think passport.
Right.
But then ethnicity is your family, yeah, right? Your ancestors.
Well, your family tree.
Your family tree. Where are your roots?
Oh, nice.
Your roots, right?
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the basics for me. I did my country, nationality, ethnicity. So how about for Matt, like for you? You got country.
So I'm from Canada,
Canada.
which would mean that I am Canadian. And my last name is Fast. So yeah, like not slow, fast, opposite of slow, F-A-S-T, which is kind of an interesting, weird family name.
Well, you're from a family of runners, right?
No, actually, that's a good question. Does not mean that I'm fast.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm fast, but we don't want to talk about that here.
Okay.
Actually, it means like hold fast, which means like
okay. Hold
to
fast.
defend, right? So kind of
Oh.
a different version of the word, a less sexy
That sounds
version.
very Shakespearean then. Are you from British ancestry?
No.
No, okay.
I believe the name comes from like Prussia, which is like North Germany now, I guess you would say.
Okay.
So it's a Prussian or like, you know, Germany, Russia, kind of that area around there. So yeah, Prussian last name. So and my, you know, I think my great grandfather migrated to Canada 100-something years ago, and
Okay. Yeah.
so I'm not actually technically I'm not Canadian. You look at me, I'm Caucasian or European, but you know we went there and kind of took it all, and
Yeah. Well, that's also the American story. So
we did it after you guys, so that makes us worse.
makes you worse.
Well, because you did it first, and we're like, ew, yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, let's go do that. And then,
So we were the original. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
You know, you can test my history if you want.
Well, if you guys want to do a deep dive on history, there's these things called colonies and imperialism.
Right.
But we don't have time for that now.
Also, we don't know what we're talking about, so not
Yes.
this YouTube
Also,
channel.
we'll bring in a guest if you comment below and tell us to find a guest to teach
history
you
major.
history. But yeah, but I mean that is one of the really cool things, like figuring out where people are from, different countries, and that actually brings me to the next point. Right? Again, I can't speak for all Americans, but I can speak for this American.
North American.
This American. And then I got to shrink it down. I got to shrink it down from whole U.S. I'm going to shrink it down to the city, right? My city is called Pittsburgh. And then I wouldn't even say I was from the city. I was from the area outside the city called the suburbs, right? And my suburbs, right, were, I guess, very much white America. So maybe when you watch TV, you see those suburban lawn, suburban house, right? Everybody has like, not like in the city where you have an apartment. Everyone has their own house. We have a front yard. There's the dog, the fence, the mailbox in the front.
Sounds
right?
very familiar.
Yeah, like if you watch Breaking Bad, like you know, like the suburban America,
Right.
or a lot of American TV shows will show you suburban America. So I'm
Yes.
from there.
Modern Family.
Modern Family. Oh yeah, Modern Family is a better example than Breaking Bad.
Maybe let's not talk about the crack dealing, the crack dealing TV show.
Although that is, well, no, we don't have time. We don't have time to talk about that aspect of the U.S. At the moment. That would be another episode. You guys, tell us what episodes you want to hear about. Do you want to hear about the opioid epidemic? Then you got to let us know. But for right now, again, my white suburbia,
Yep.
white suburbia. I just wanted to, I'm going to put up a picture. I'm going to put up a picture of some of my friends growing up. This is a picture of us in the Boy Scouts. So I don't know if any of you have Boy Scouts in your country, but it was like a youth club for young men to go to when I was a kid. It was very popular, so most of the boys in my neighborhood joined the Boy Scouts. And in Boy Scouts, we did a lot of things. We made fires, we went to camp, learned how to put up a tent, right? Learned how to collect butterflies. We would catch butterflies. And then
Sewing.
sewing. We learned sewing. We learned about, right, like protecting the environment, tons of stuff. Cooking. I'm still a terrible cook, but I learned how. In theory, I was supposed to have learned how to make something.
You were a
Right?
cute kid.
Yeah, I was cute. I was cute, I think. So again, as you guys can see from that photo, right, this would be my friend group, and I'm just going to go through the list we have on the what is it, far? Hopefully, I'm doing it right. Far left, we have this boy. For secrecy, I won't say his first name, but this is a boy from the Semler family.
Okay.
Semler. So that name is German. And then as we go through, next, the boy next to him is Keelan. Keelan. And that's like Irish Gaelic.
Okay.
Irish Gaelic. We have Semanchek, which is Slovakian, right? And then moving on, all right, we have Migliosi. Can you guess Migliosi?
Yeah, Italy.
Italy. Yeah, it's very Italian.
Yeah, it sounds very Italian.
Very, very Italian. So we have Migliosi, I'm Schenker, and then the boy next to me. Oh, can you, now, shall I see if you remember which one's me? Which boy is me, right? Okay, I think you got it. Okay, next to me is a boy named Judkis. Judkis. And Judkis, he told me his name is from Ukraine. Ukrainian. So if you get that mix, maybe I'll put up a map. You guys can see. We have a mix of Europe, right? We said Irish, I said German, right? Slovakian, Ukrainian, me, right? Back to Germany or Hungary, right? So we have all these different pieces of Europe, which I think people don't think about, right? Think about like how many different parts of Europe the American, white America came from, right? Some people call America a melting pot.
Yes.
Right? I know the color is very, very white, but it's slowly changing color. But yeah, my neighborhood was a melting pot of Europe. A melting pot of Europe. So I think, Matt, probably Canada, different situation, right?
Well, I think similar.
Or similar?
I think
vibe? Yeah.
when I was younger, we used to learn that America was a melting pot. Or, sorry, America, I did it. The US was a melting pot, and Canada wasn't, because I think... you know, I think in Canada, maybe now is a little bit different, but I think it was, you could go there and you could kind of have your own culture and you could experience your own culture. So in my class, I had, you know, kids from China, from India, from Africa, you know, kind of from everywhere. Whether it's ethnicity or they had actually moved from China, from these places, Vietnam, to live in Canada. So I'm not as nostalgic as you. So I don't have a lot of photos. I'll try to find some maybe, and then if I've found those, then you're probably looking at them.
Yeah,
right
you'll
now.
see them now if we find them. But yeah, but no worries.
But you know, I had you know, two close friends. Actually, two of the closer friends that I keep in touch with are one is named McKay, and that's a Scottish name, I believe. And Patel, which is an Indian guy. I think and if he's watching this, which he won't, I think I'm more Asian.
We'll send it to him, yeah.
I'm more Asian than he is, but his parents are from India. Well, he's also from India, I guess, but he's the most Canadian person you'll ever see in your life. It doesn't matter what he looks like. He's 100% Canadian.
Yeah.
And then I had a close friend, Osmond. So I think that's Anglo-Saxon, but he was in a Scottish, like a pipe band. So I don't know Anglo-Saxons, Scotland. I guess that's
Anglo-Saxons. Like that's like
right around that region.
Yeah, Northern Europe, right? Yeah. Anglo-Saxon.
I had another friend with the family name French, which sounds like he would be from France. But he's not. Actually, he was Jamaican. I'm pretty sure he was Jamaican. And then the weird thing the interesting thing about his name is his name was French, but it had a double F. And then usually in English class, you'll notice that when we have a name, we put a capital letter. But his name didn't have a capital letter. It was two small F's, so it was French. But he was from Jamaican heritage, I think. So, but the name is Irish. So I'm assuming the Irish family went to Jamaica, and then that's where that came from, and that's how it worked. And then I had another close friend, Win or Huyn,
Win?
and
Okay.
he was Vietnamese, so his parents were
Okay.
Vietnamese, and
Ah,
it was always cool, kind of going to these people's houses,
yeah.
which I'm assuming you did not have this experience,
Going to people's houses.
but
Yeah.
going to these people's houses and seeing different decorations or different renovations, the way that they renovate the food they eat. Patel, they were vegetarian, they ate strictly or mainly Indian food, and
Yeah,
so
I didn't
like,
get that experience until I
don't think
moved
so.
overseas. Yeah, in the U.S. it was,
Right.
again, white European.
And in Singapore, right, there's people from everywhere. Mark and I
Yeah.
live in Singapore, Canada, or I guess Prussia, German, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But there's Chinese, there's Malay, there's Indian,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
Irish, there's
Yeah.
people from everywhere living here. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Irish teacher just
we
walked
even have
past.
Irish teachers, yeah.
We do. I don't understand what he's saying, but he's a nice guy, I think.
Yeah. What we can understand, right?
Yes.
So, but actually, yeah, that actually reminds me, Matt, like you said, for Canada, there's a big mix of different people from different backgrounds. It sounds like ethnicity still played a big part in their lives, right? So their ethnic background, like being from India, it still mattered for their family life, their food, their religion. Was it still a big part of who they are?
Yes, yeah, of course. I mean, it was definitely there. I think when they were at school and they wanted to fit in. And if you guys are watching this again, you can comment and tell me that I'm wrong. But I think they were pretty Canadian,
Canadian.
at school and things like that.
Okay.
But I think when you went home or when you went to their house, and you could tell. I mean, not that you were in a different country, but it was just kind of a different. It was just a different experience from my, suburban house. So I grew up in a house exactly like yours, kind of I had the green lawn and fence and dog and cat, and it was kind of the two brothers, one sister, big family.
Yeah.
We were eating boiled potatoes and things like that. And it was just very, very white Canada, I guess, as Mark would say about it. So yeah, but when I went there, it was different.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way.
No, I think that's really cool because I feel like in some communities, like for example, where I grew up, I think nationality became the much more important thing than ethnicity. Because our ethnicity, it's like, oh, cool, you're from Italy, but I wouldn't be able to know. You don't speak Italian. It's not like you're eating pasta every single day.
Right.
Your kitchen, your living room, your house, everything looks the exact same as mine, right?
Like Modern Family.
Like Modern Family, right? So it became being American, right? That sense of nationality, the sense of being part of America was the main focus. And then actually, some people, like even my family, I think we sometimes regret that we didn't hold on to our ethnicity as much as some other families, maybe that are newer to the country, have been able to, really be proud of their ethnicity and kind of showcase it as something that makes them unique.
Right.
Yeah, because sadly, I mean, there are some historical reasons why it wasn't ideal to be German 60 years ago.
Right.
Not 70. Yeah, 70 years ago. There was a reason my ancestors decided, let's be American, right? But I think it's still really cool to see the differences.
I think I had a close friend, Zarillo, and he was Italian heritage or ethnically Italian, and he cheered for Italy in the World Cup, and
cool.
and so his uncle played for the Italian national team, and so he had a deep connection there.
Yeah,
So even though when I walked into his house and it looked exactly the same, we watched the same movies and things like that.
Yeah.
We both played hockey and sports and things like that. But I think some of them held on to it more than others.
Than others, yeah.
And that probably comes from parents, right?
Yeah.
Like I know my kids, I don't really give them much, Canadianism. Like I live in Singapore, my kids were born in Singapore. I don't really give them, we don't eat maple syrup every day or poutine.
Too bad, right? Too bad.
I think we're kind of a neutral family, right? My wife's from China and I'm from Canada, and so we've kind of mixed those two cultures. And
and
so
I think Yeah, and that's the really cool thing about being in a place like Singapore. You just start to see cultures blending together
Yep.
In a really interesting and unique way. So, yeah, that's just...
Because we both have mixed marriages, right? So,
Yeah, we both have mixed marriages.
So, and when you raise your kids, it's like, well, I guess we celebrate
cool.
Chinese New Year, we celebrate Christmas. So my
No,
kids
it's
are
cool,
super lucky.
right?
Yeah, they get a bunch of
You
gifts
can-
and money, and
You can borrow best of both worlds,
yeah,
right?
and that's what we've done.
Yeah,
That's
like
exactly
yeah, like I don't have kids yet, but when I do, I really do want to bring in some of those childhood holidays that I really loved and cared about, and that my parents went the extra mile for.
right.
For me, I hopefully want to carry on that tradition, right? And
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, I think that's what we all do. We try to take the best of what our parents and grandparents taught us and bring it in, and be proud of. Yeah, we're good. We can be proud of our background and ethnicity, right? Be proud of our country sometimes, usually.
Sometimes, depending on
Yeah.
what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big overview. I think big overview of
Yeah,
our,
I mean, just
Yeah.
kind of where we're from and what it was like growing up in terms of the
just
people that
the
we
people
hung out
around
with.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys down below, if you want, you can tell us, right? I know some of you mentioned in the comments, I'm from Brazil, I'm from Saudi Arabia, I'm from
Turkey,
Germany. Yeah, if you can, try to look up, right? What country are you from? What's your nationality, your passport? And then think about your ethnicity, right? Your ethnicity. Which country are you from before, right? Your grandparents, great-grandparents.
Your blood. Where's
Your blood,
where's
your blood, your ancestry,
Right.
your ancestors. Where are they from? I'd love to hear the diverse range of different backgrounds we have for viewers of these videos. So
Yeah, I think that'd be
Yeah.
super interesting. So
super cool, right?
please share that with us.
Yeah.
That would be really, and we
Yeah.
will reply. We'll comment, and it
Yeah.
would be really nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
It'd be so much fun. So again, if you guys liked number 2 of this series, smash the like button.
Smash it,
Smash it, hit very hard. Smash the like button.
or gently.
Or
Doesn't
you
matter.
could tap
Same
the like,
result.
tap the like button. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.